Jason Rzucidlo reporting from the Adat Shalom Synagogue in Farmington Hills for a debate between the candidates for the 9th District seat in the U.S. Congress.
If there is something that someone says that so obviously begs for rebuttal, I have the latitude to allow that as well.
What is the order?
Yeah, you are, well, let me see. My opening statements have Dr. Kuofle going first and you're closing, Mr. Raczkowski. Mr. Peters, you're second. Mr. Campbell, you're third. How? Like this?
One big happy family. Now the debate comes.
This ought to be good. Gentlemen, are we ready to roll? Audience, are we ready to roll? Dr. Kuofle, because you drew first, you get the pleasure of the first opening statement. 2 minutes apiece. Gentlemen, start your engines.
Good afternoon. I am Dr. Matthew Kuofle, PhD in Systems Engineering from Oakland University, MBA in Business Administration, MS in Computer Science, as well as Bachelor's in Statistics and Mathematics from the University of Ghana. I've taught at so many universities, including the University of Michigan. I've also worked with so many organizations all over the world. We've been to China, India, Brazil, and name it. We propose a solution to the Washington government that I will follow this. It's called the Global Strategic Approach to Addressing the Economic Crisis. It deals with collaborating with three entities, the academia, the business, and the government. And we also look at what we call management, marketing, and the finance accounting sections. And we also know that technology is going to be the one that will enable all these factors to come into place and to collaborate so that we can address these issues that we are facing. In the course of the presentation, I will elaborate, I will delve into what I'm talking about, because I've been all over the world. The last time I was in what we call Mexico, I spoke to a crowd of 6,000 people, and they bought into that. China has bought into that. India has bought into that. Okay, so I will delve into that. And you will know that we're here to help turn things around, not only in the 9th Congressional District, not only in Michigan, not only in the United States, but all we have the ideas. Whoever wins, we're going to be able to support, and we believe in collaboration. If I win, I know that these people are going to help me to turn things around. If they win, I'm going to help them turn things around. So you will hear more about my position as we go along. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Kuofle. Right on time. Mr. Peters.
Well, thank you. It is great to be here. It's a gorgeous day outside, and it's just wonderful to see so many people turning out to talk about politics, talk about the future of our country. And also want to thank a variety of Jewish organizations that came together today to host this event. I'm joined today by my wife, who's in the audience, and it's great to see her here. Unfortunately, my 3 children are not here, and my 2 youngest better be doing their homework right now, or they're going to be in trouble when Dad gets back, but it's great to have them here. Just a little bit about my background. Prior to being elected to Congress, I spent 22 years in the business world, was a vice president with 2 major investment firms. But always have believed very passionately in public service. And as part of that public service, I joined the United States Navy Reserve, served as a lieutenant commander and a CB combat warfare specialist. But also part of public service was serving in public office. And although I was embarking on a different career path 2 years ago, I was very concerned about the direction of the country, concerned about my children's future, decided to run for Congress to make that difference. And I was frustrated then, as I am now, that Congress, the folks in Congress are more focused on partisan ideology and about taking particular party positions. And as a business person, as a guy who solved problems, I believe that what we need in Congress are people that are looking at practical problem solving, look at the challenges that we're facing as a country, to work those out, to not have the partisan blinders on. That has been what I've done the last 2 years, what I'll continue to do the next 2 years, and particularly focus on, which is, I think we all agree, is the major problem for us here in Michigan, which is jobs. It's about job creation. a champion for small businesses. That's where the engine of growth is in our economy, our small businesses. Most of the jobs are created there. We need to deal with outsourcing and end outsourcing as we continue to ship jobs overseas to the detriment not only of our great state, but also to the middle class. And finally, we've got to be really focused on an innovation agenda and capitalize on the incredible strength that we have here in our state. So I look forward to the discussion and welcome the questions. Thank you.
Mr. Campbell, you're up next.
Thank you. I'm Douglas Campbell. I'm the Green Party candidate. The Green Party is well known for its environmental activism, but we discovered, individually and collectively, like every other political activist does, that there's only so far you can go without engaging the political sphere. I think Wangari Maathai said it best. She's the founder of the Green Party of Kenya. It is necessary to have a public decision-making space. And that is why we've gotten political. The environmental movement in the past 30 to 40 years has had some significant successes. And we're now turning our attention to economic and justice issues. We're proposing to look at the history of the nation and the history of the world, repeat the successes of the past and avoid the failures of the past. We are not supporters of cap and trade, for example, because we've studied the history in Europe, noticed that it was a complete failure and enriched brokers without actually achieving a reduction in carbon consumption. And so that's one of the things we intend not to repeat. We look at the Work Progress Administration and the Civilian Conservation Corps of the 1930s. We noticed that was a big success. We put people to work by directly putting people to work, not indirectly trying to stimulate corporations and hoping for a trickle-down, which the past 2 years have demonstrated is not effective. We are also the clean money candidates. My campaign, along with every other Green Party campaign in the country, is not accepting any money from political action committees, corporations, 527Cs, or lobbyists. This is the political campaign finance reform that almost every American wants to see, yet somehow never managed to pass in the Congress. The Green Party has unilaterally implemented this, and I hope you will support that concept.
Thank you, Mr. Campbell. And finally, Mr. Raczkowski.
Thank you, Mara. Toda rabah to all the Jewish organizations that came together to throw this together. I know it took a lot of work on your parts and scheduling, so it's a great honor of mine, and you humble me to allow me to be here in front of such an esteemed group of citizens that are really interested not just in domestic social issues, but also foreign policy and foreign issues that I hope to flush out today. Many of you know that Farmington Hills is my hometown. It's where I grew up and went to school. So it means a lot to me to be here in Farmington Hills with all of you. Many of you may not know that 24 years I've served in the United States military. And as my wife likes to say, who happens to be with me today, Amalia, that I came back 58 weeks ago from serving in the War on Terror. On the front page of this is a thinner, slimmer version of me, actually. And as I came back home, I realized one very important thing, that is Congress controls our lives in one respect or another. And I am standing or sitting here before you as a person that believes in less government intervention, less taxes, and more personal freedom, more personal liberties. I stand as a strong supporter of Israel. I want to make that very clear, because I know that there's been some comments and some questions about that, and I hope to put that to bed today, because as an individual running for office today, I want to share with you that I've served in the State House. I was honored to serve as the youngest majority leader right here from Farmington Hills. And I was grateful to work very closely with many of the Jewish organizations in the State House and was very supportive of them. But also served in the military for 24 years in many combat roles. And lastly, many of you may know this by watching TV, I was the CEO and chairman of a company called Star Tickets, and I'm proud of my service. So honestly, I couldn't be more grateful that you came here on such a beautiful Sunday afternoon to hear us debate the issues, and I look forward to hearing from you.